But one thing that is given on that is that once they like it, everybody can see it. So even if you're liking something, it shows up on their timeline. So the second picture down here is your home. So let me go to the home. So right on the right-hand side, where it says my name, your name will be there. So you click on your name. Okay. Click on your name. And this is everything that you've posted. So whether it be something you liked or something that you posted, like your pictures, or you're sharing something that a fellow realtor has, asked, hey, I have this listing on wherever street, can you maybe put it out there for everybody else to see? You get the opportunity to put it on your page. So everybody when you post this, everybody sees it. So like lately with, other clients, the first thing that people do, and I am guilty of this, is we go on Facebook to see who is this person, what do they look like, what are they involved in. So like on the left side here, it has where I used to work. So you can put, oh, I work at Modern Broker now, but I used to work at Keller Williams or Century 21. But it also has like where you live. So you can put where you're living at now, where you resided. So it gives somebody almost like an opportunity to connect with you. And also you can put it in your relationship, but you don't have to because that's all personal. But one thing that is for sure, as soon as you accept that person's friend request, everything that you're doing is available to them. There is no, I guess, wall to protect yourself. And especially nowadays, since they just upgraded Facebook, your dirty laundry is aired whether you like it or not, even if you don't think it's dirty laundry. So let's say you liked a video. So the young man I went to high school with just passed away in town, and I shared this video of his funeral. But let's say it's a political thing, and one of your buyers doesn't quite agree with your stance or your views. As soon as you share that, that automatically gives them a reason to not want to work with you because, well, we don't have the same views, so how do I know they're going to be, protecting me and having my best interest in heart, whether we're the same or not. So if can you scroll up, please, Mom? If you're wanting to post something, this is where you go to. So this is the third picture at the bottom of your page. So it says what's on your mind. So let's say, it's a bad weather day. Oh my gosh, my allergies are killing me. Modern Broker is the best. So everything that is posted on there, everybody sees. So like the first picture, that's where it's going to be posted to. But you can also upload a video or an event. So let's say you're having an open house or you're going to an event for your Modern Broker. You can add it onto your page so everybody can see it. So you can put the time, the date, what's going to be provided, the address, let's say you're having an open house, oh, cookies are going to be available. Or, you're trying to do drop-bys for a client, just say, oh, spent my day getting to know some of my clients that I've had for a few years. So that gives you an opportunity to, put your name out there, but also let your friends know what you're doing so that they have, someone that's looking for a house, or that, maybe they are looking for a house, but they had no idea that you were even a realtor, but they saw you were friends with so-and-so. That gives them a way to kind of open it up and start a conversation with you and be like, oh, hey, I saw you were having an open house, I saw you were having an event. So that kind of gives it a good idea. When you flip your page over, it starts off with messaging. So one thing that is key, and my grandma is very good at this, is posting personal messages on my timeline so everybody can see what she's trying to tell me. Yes.
Did you get your eyebrows?
So, or my dad. My dad happened to post a long time ago that my boyfriend wears too much flannel. But he didn't put it in my personal inbox, so not only did my boyfriend see it, but all my boyfriend's friends who I'm friends with saw it. So it kind of got around, so it's like, oh, wow, your dad definitely doesn't like your boyfriend. So one thing that is for sure, messaging, if you look over here, it's kind of off the screen, these are all the people that are online. And it says it in this picture too. So if you were to click on that person's name, it automatically opens up a small box. So there's Michelle, and that is your personal messaging. So instead of posting on her timeline being like, oh, hey, our buyers are trying to, putting everybody's information on there, that is your personal message between you and Michelle, so that it's just between you guys.
What if they're not on?
So if they're not online, if you don't have like their phone number or something, as soon as they get that message, if it's hooked up to their phone or they get on Facebook, it automatically tells them they have a message from you.
There's a place to go in to send them direct
Yes.
notification message as well if they're not online. You can visit the spot where you just it should be on public message.
Yeah,
Yeah, private
message.
message.
Sugar email.
Yeah. Well, it can go to their email, but it's a notification that so now they're doing an app,
Right.
so it just pops up in their notification on their phone or in their email that says you got it.
Now they have the app instead of in there.
Right.
On your phone, you can't get that anymore. I think on
Right.
touch machine.
Yes, I actually had to upgrade to get the Messenger app, because now if you're using Facebook on your phone, which a lot of you will be doing, it used to be that you see in the right-hand corner next to the little world, there is like a little message up top.
Yeah.
There's like a little message thing on the left, and that is where all your messages are held. But on your phone, but now if you're on your phone, you can't access that if you don't have the certain Messenger app. So yes.
I also heard that with that app though, that there's a lot of controversy about
Yeah.
downloading that app because they have to access your camera and
Mhm.
everything.
That is a major thing, yeah. Yeah, so the Messenger app also, what I've been kind of dealing with it and with some of my friends, is it does slow down your phone, because it's also trying to connect you with your messaging, but it's also connecting with Facebook. So it's really using your phone processes to be like, oh wow, this is, really slow. So personally, if someone's trying to message you on Facebook, it's way easier to do it on your computer. But if you're on the go and all you have are somebody's Facebook page that's like, hey, I'm interested in buying a house, you kind of have to choose your battles between that. But-
Tracy already liked the comment about modern brokers.
Yeah.
And posted a picture. So,
Additional, because now they've started autoplaying
mhm,
anybody's videos.
yes.
So it
Mhm.
can drain your phone battery.
Yeah.
If you're not
Mhm.
looking, and you can turn that off.
Yes. Yeah. A major thing is too, once you share something on Facebook, whether you're friends with someone, it does pop up on Google. So someone can enter in your name and be like, oh, yeah, I see her page, but she also happened to, like someone else's page, real estate, and she liked this video. It pops up on Google, all the different sites. So your name pops up, Elizabeth liked this, but it's not your Facebook page, but it takes them to your Facebook page or whatever you have been interested in. So a major thing with Facebook is it's almost like if you wouldn't want your kids to see it, don't post it on Facebook.
Or your mom.
Or your mom. Yes.
You have a business Facebook page, you have to have a personal.
Right, yeah.
And if people do want to see your business Facebook page, do they have to like that one as well as the?
No, they just have to like your business one. So I know some people do business where it's like an actual, like, add me as a friend on my business page, or it can just be like my business page. So if you're liking it, it's sort of just kind of like they get notifications about what you're doing or what you're up to. But as it's a friend, it's kind of the same thing, but you don't have to have them as a friend.
To give access to both, they would have to like both personal and business page.
Yeah.
Somebody had mentioned that on the business page, the real estate, you're really not looking for to have that accessible to other real estate.
I mean,
You can not accept the friends. I have found that it's been very difficult to keep them separate. My friends like my personal stuff, and they like my business stuff, and then they forget what page they contact me on, and so they put personal stuff on my business. So I personally have not done the 2 separate pages any longer, just because everybody is on both of the pages and it just gets confusing now. So anything that I don't want someone to see or know, I don't post. So although, I may be okay with owning a gun, maybe I'm okay with going to the shooting range and killing tin cans and pine cones or my cup of tea, I'm cool with that. I don't want to post things that talk about shootings and the NRA stuff and all that kind of deal, just because someone may have a different opinion and think, oh, she's that way, and then ostracize me because of any opinion, whether it be about something that happened around town or about, that they're charging us for parking on Main Street. I have my own opinions, but some things are just better left to be talked about at coffee with your friends or to be talked amongst people. It can stir up some feelings and emotions, and it can cause some issues for your business, in my opinion.
Can you guys see the home page through the top? Another thing is too that, like I was saying earlier, that once it goes, Facebook also says, like I was showing you. Can you scroll down just a little bit? Right here, stop. It shows you what you like, what someone else is liking. So here's an example of it. I went to high school with this kid, and he is stationed in the Navy. So he liked this thing, and it posted on my timeline. So this is an example of if I were to like it, and I'm friends with Michelle, it would post on Michelle's timeline that I liked it. So that's just an example of how you have to be really careful of what you're liking, unless, you're like, yeah, definitely, post that. Yes, Tracy.
Is that how, like my friend just told me like, this is kind of funny, but it's true. Just the other day, my friend told me I like app, like.
Yeah, the body spray.
I don't like it. I don't know how that's happening.
Yeah, some companies actually, I don't know how they've done it, but they have their ads to pop up on your page. So even if you don't like it, well, there are ads on your page. So usually, like up here, can you click on this little arrow right here? You can, it gives you all this stuff. So you can say, why am I seeing this? Or, oh yeah, this ad's useful. Or you can also save to all your military friends. So it kind of gives you an option of like, yeah. So I just usually leave it alone. But also, another thing is that we talked in one of the other meetings is people invite you to things all the time, like Candy Crush or the farm growing game. And there's no way for you to be able to say, can you please take me off of this? Like, you can't close it down. And so the only thing you have to do is, I know someone that actually sends emails to people and be like, take me off your list. I'm not going to help you grow corn. I'm not going to give you extra lives. Yes.
If that's all they do is post gaming, you can unfollow
Yes.
without having to unfriend.
Yes. You can block someone off your page without unfriending them. So let's say,
You don't have to see it without.
yeah, you can take them off your timeline. So
let's take Michelle off, since you and her are probably not going to chat. How do we do that?
So let's go up top where it says search. All the way. All the way.
Search bar.
Yeah. And it'll say my friends, the second one down. There you go. And let's type in Michelle.
Right here?
Mm-hmm. There you go, first name. So up top it says me and Michelle are friends. You click on it. I can unfriend her.
So with the check mark, that means that you are friends?
Yes, that means that we are friends.
Or before you do that, where it
So you
says
unfriend?
Yeah, following. Click on
check
following.
following, you'll still be friends.
Where'd you go?
I don't know what I did there. We still love you, Michelle.
So it says I have unfollowed her. So none of her stuff will post on my timeline, but we're still friends. So in case, she checks on me and is like, oh, I haven't, seen anything, we're still friends, but I can't see anything she's doing. So,
Or the people that go.
right, right. It doesn't say, if you unfollow someone, it does not say that you're not friends with them any longer until they search you. And I have had that happen to me, which I talked in the last meeting, is that, someone's posting things that are inappropriate, or, they just start to rant on Facebook. You unfollow them, and when they're like, oh, I'm going to message someone to see what they're up to or see if they posted a picture that we took together, that has happened to me, and then, you have a whole debacle being like, well, why aren't you friends with me anymore? So you just have to be careful, if it's in your best interest that, your feed is blowing up with things that just really you don't want to hear about or are kind of offensive to you, just unfollow them.
People don't friend them, they don't even notice that they've been
No.
unfriended.
Mm-mm.
That's what I was
Yeah, so if they've asked to be your...
friends with her. They don't get a notification
Nope.
saying that you.
Mm-mm. You can even reject someone and be like, sorry, they asked me a friend, but they don't get it.
What's the difference in friends too? Acquaintance, close friends, so.
It kind of just labels them into more like what you're seeing. So if someone's in your friends and not your acquaintances, it's just kind of like, well, I prefer to see what this person's doing than an acquaintance where it's like, oh, we see each other in the hallway.
And you can
That works.
create your own list too. So where I was at here on Friends, you can go to the bottom here, add a new list, and she can put realtors.
Right. So you can group them all together so that, let's say you want to send out a message to all your realtors that you have a new listing, go to your group of realtors and you can send out a message being like, hey guys, just so you know, I have this house on the market if anybody's looking for... And another thing too, it says setting up your security. And that is, can you go to the lock? So this is where you're going to find who can see your stuff, who can contact you, and if someone's bothering you. So let's say you have a client that things didn't end well after you guys finished whatever closing. So you can go to, can you click on that for me? Yeah. How to stop someone bothering me? You just enter in their name or their email, and you get rid of them. And another thing too, can you go up to who can see my stuff? So right here, I have only my friends can see my stuff. But let's say if you're only doing like a business or your own personal like realtor site, you can make it public. So one thing that I changed so only my friends can view it is because if I'm trying to get a job and I get tagged in something by my friends, like me sleeping and I'm not looking pretty, or I, ate like this huge meal and I don't want everybody to know that I like to eat a lot, they can't see it. So let's say you go to a gathering somewhere and you're having drinks with your friends, they can't see that your friend put you on Facebook looking, out like you're having a party. So with who can see my stuff, that's very crucial as to like, oh, you just want your friends to see it, or you just want, you're okay with the public seeing it. So can you?
Yeah, but even if your friends see it and they like it or they share
Yeah,
it,
it posts-
everybody else can see it too.
Yeah.
So it's
So
out there.
what I like to do,
Who likes on it, and then everybody else will look on their.
And what about putting your name in a picture? Like we all went to the movies and someone put my name that I was at the movies with them,
Mhm.
and I thought,
it can show up on your page. They tagged you, but you can remove yourself. So if someone tags you in something, like I've had someone tag me a picture, oh, I thought I looked horrible in that picture. I wasn't looking at the camera, or it wasn't flattering. Take your name off the picture. It takes your tag off of it. Can you
You can
go?
hide those too. Somebody tagged me in happy birthday today, and they tagged me in it, and then people are saying, oh, thank you so much, have a happy Mother's Day or something. I sent it out, but it was making sure we got it.
Okay, so it was my roommate at the time's 21st birthday, and she tagged me in this picture. So I was, let's see, stop notification. One thing too is when you get tagged, that's when your feed blows up too, is because even though you're tagged in something, I don't know who Rebecca is, and I don't know who Kayla is. But they're commenting on her picture, so I'm getting everything that they're saying to her. So let's say if I wanted to I can't do it here because she put me in a comment. So that's one of the downsides, is that if they're tagging you and they do it in a comment, you can't erase her post because it's not your post. But if she were, can you maybe go to the next picture, home?
Can you share it on yours and then edit it?
I know you can share it.
Well, that's flattering.
Yeah, you can share it. But see, with most of these pictures, none of them have like clicked on me and tagged me. So they only do it in a comment. But you can share it. You can stop notifications. Like, see this one, I don't really care. It's not like horrible. But yeah, as soon as someone tags you in something and they click on your face and put your name in it, all you have to do is be like, okay, well, I don't see the same thing as that one. A lot of people don't do that anymore because it does show up. So you just click on your name and you can usually exit out of it. And it'll say remove tag. Yes, remove tag.
So we just click on her name, we're gonna do it good.
So see, as soon as someone, like let's say they tag me in that picture and some creepy stalker guy wants to be like, oh, she's good looking, let's go to her page. Now he's at my full page and can, you know, see what I've allowed him to see.
So if you put pictures, let's say that I had a client party, and there were people there that I didn't get the approval of to take their pictures, can any crazy psycho stalker person go in and go, ooh, I like a picture of this little hottie that went to Natalie's party, and take that picture and use it for something else?
Yes. On Google, when you're tagged in something, the Google search engine, and you type in someone's name and you go to images, your picture is in Google. So it may not be all of your pictures, but if you Google your name and you go to images, my boyfriend has tagged me in pictures and they're on Google. So that's just one thing that you have to be very cautious of, is I like to do, if someone's going to tag something, be like, oh, let me approve it first. Let me make sure that it's okay, you know, because not only is it on Facebook, but it's on Google, which is a huge, way bigger search engine than Facebook. But everybody is using Facebook. That's why it's so like critical to have one, is because that's another way people connect with you. That's another way to get your name out there. So
I have a question.
Yeah.
Does everybody get clear, because I just started my realtor Facebook.
Mhm.
Who gets business from it and how much? Is it a lot?
2 or 3 referrals a year?
So I mean, it's not like the newer
It
people.
depends on how you use it. If I don't ever advertise and use it as a marketing tool, then, oh yeah, I remember Natalie does real estate. But I actually use mine and market, and it's a great tool to use. Preston, you want to-
This is also not the right audience to ask that question, because this is like, you know, kids just want to learn and learning about it. There are a handful of ladies that I know around here right now that have 40, that I see that they're active on Facebook, and there's a way to experience that. I don't know the day-to-day about it just because of Facebook, but I think Facebook helps them maintain a relationship that turns into a referral. You know, so.
And it's not always just about new people. That once you become friends with like your old clients, or you know your high school that you went to high school with, or you know maybe you do a side, you know, line dancing and you have some friends on there, that those people can be like, oh yeah, she's a realtor. So it's not just about new contacts. You're keeping in contact with the people that you've already, you know, maybe been in contact with and had business with before, or you know maybe they're looking to, you know, rent out a property and buy another home. Yeah, networking. They can still look you up on Facebook. So it's just a way to keep, like half the people I'm friends with, I don't even talk to. But if I can, you know, see something, I'm like, oh hey, yeah, you know, let's say they have phone cases for sale that they have on their phone. I don't talk to them, but hey, they can, you know, we can meet up for coffee and exchange stuff.
I just, a real quick note, like notifications from people who like posting inappropriate items and so forth and so on, and it somehow like, you know, if you don't want to unfriend them, maybe it's family member or whatever, you can actually go on and hide that one particular note that's on there. There's an option to hide it right there. You can take that one particular post that has been very inappropriate, you know, and just click on it and hide it, and it goes away. So it's not there. So like you still retain it, you know what I mean, they can still post, but if you don't like it, just go and hide their stuff.
So just go away.
Does it just hide that way?
Right here,
Can you see where we're at
This-
right here? So on this post,
this post, is a good example of that. This is my roommate, one of my roommates. She commented on this little saying how she hopes some of our roommates aren't like who our roommates were last year. And everybody that's friends with me saw that. So my other roommate texted me and said, well, did you realize that she's talking crap about people that could be friends with either of us? And so I went back and was like, oh my goodness. I went through all the comments and made sure I didn't say anything bad. But you go through it, there's a little tab right there, and you can hide it from your timeline.
Yes. Goes away.
Is it just that one time? That one picture?
No, you can do it to it however many you want.
So what if someone's already commented on it? Does it still hide it?
Yeah, it hides the whole thing.
It's hidden from your timeline, what about all those other people that commented on it? Is it on their timeline?
Yes.
It's still on their timeline,
It's
but
on yours.
if they're not friends with you, then
Timeline versus delete. Would you delete it?
you could delete it. I mean, it's your preference.
One better than the other? Or?
Delete's gone forever.
Or if you want to go back and chuckle about it later? You can.
Yeah. Timeline, let's say they're like, oh, you posted my name and said you really didn't like me. Actually, I have the comment, so your name wasn't mentioned in here. Yeah.
Also, they could see it, they might have gotten a notification, and they already seen it.
Mhm.
If you're deleting it or whatever, you're just, in future people.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not like they can unsee it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. There's a thing called screenshot. That's gotten me into trouble many of times and helped me out many of times. So let's say someone sees that and they're like, oh my goodness. They screenshot it. No matter if you delete it or you hide it, now it's in their phone and they can be like, oh, well.
So if you hide it though, and then you go back and look at it later, there could be like 20 more conversations in there.
Well, yes and no. I mean, mostly people don't scroll through your timeline to like really far back and be like, oh, let me read everything. But if it was more recent, then yes.
So it'll keep going, it just won't be on your
Yeah.
page.
Yeah. So if you posted something and you don't get to it right away to hide it or delete it, there's still time for people to, like it.
Is there a way that on your personal Facebook, and your business Facebook, that you can look at what's your list of people that you like, that have access to it? Can you look at those lists
Yes.
individually?
Yes. I believe so. Let's see. Regina, do you know how to do that? I don't know how to.
I'm not sure.
I've never really looked at who's
Okay.
liked my stuff or what I've
Well,
liked.
you see it as they come in. As they like it, it notifies you that.
Actually,
Like it.
go. Can you click on the world?
I haven't set up, I haven't added anybody to my business for a while, but I know I can add them. If I want to see who's actually got access to the business.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
Back to that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or you can buy it.
A lot of it is whatever you're posting is mostly your friends that see it. So right here is your notification center, that little world, which is also the very last picture. This is everything that, Tracy accepted my friend request, Jacob Sardina liked it, everything. It was so-and-so's birthday. I've synced photos. So that's where everything, that's like your little home network where it can be like, oh, this is what's going on right now.
I've been getting periodically get an email, somebody asking to like their.
Mhm.
page. Some of them, I have no idea who they are.
Yeah.
I don't know how they got access to it.
Yeah, usually when it's something, they just go through their friends and send to everybody, and it takes their whole friends contact, and that's like a lot with games too, is if they need an up in something in their game, they just send
So
it.
would it hurt somebody to accept the friend request even if you didn't know them?
If you're trying to network, no, but another thing is too that you have to be careful with, Facebook stalk them. Go through their page and see what they're about. I have a couple people that have tried to be my friends, and I don't know who they are, but as soon as I go to their page and they only have one friend and one picture, I don't accept them.
The other thing I've heard people say is that one downside of doing that is that later on you're going to do the, especially for business page, you can do anything like pay $5 to boost a particular post to try to get more exposure for it.
Mm-hmm.
And the more people you have that you don't know and you aren't really connected to it, your advertising dollars being watered down.
Yeah.
Because that ad is bringing a bunch of people that, now, you don't know them, they don't know you either. So if you keep your network smaller, the fact that your relationship and boost your post, that's going to go to more people that you might be able to.
Yeah.
I heard recently that people of your age and younger don't really do as much Facebook. Is that true? And
Yes,
why?
very true. Reason that I only do Facebook to Facebook stalk people to, you know, who's dating who and who's getting married. Yes, gossip. A lot of people are switching over to Twitter. So Twitter is basically a short stop. This is what I'm saying. That's it. You want to share this photo? That's it. Facebook, a lot of people aren't doing Facebook is because people complain on Facebook a lot. And I'm not saying people don't complain on Twitter because they do, but they're only limited to like 141 characters, so they can't complain that much. So with Facebook, they can write a whole paragraph and take up my whole feed, plus adding pictures that I really, you know, I could care less. So a lot of younger people don't use Facebook as much because it's just, like, for an example, in this area, I know a lot of people that I went to high school with that don't use Facebook anymore because a lot of it is negativity, you know, like fights, people seeing someone with someone else's girlfriend, you know. Teen pregnancy is very big in our community. So it's kind of depressing for, you know, so you kind of have to choose what your
Audience.
Yes, what your audience is, you know, about.
Plus all these young kids, all them parents and grandparents
Yes.
and aunts and uncles are on there, so it's not cool anymore.
Yes. A lot of my friends now are people I've been to high school with, and a lot of them are also my family members. And a bunch of people add me that have my last name, and I don't even know who they are. And they'll message me and be like, "Oh, I'm your second cousin. Your dad and I had lunch," and I've never met them before, never even seen them. So, I mean, a lot of people I know that I went to high school with don't use Facebook anymore. But
People our age.
yeah, but people,
And for networking.
yes, seasoned, people more seasoned, do use Facebook more because it's a way to connect. It's a way to not have to pick up the phone or to text. Go on Facebook and see, you know, so-and-so's kids are pregnant with their first child or their grandkids just got married. But, yes.
Instagram, is that another one of these?
I want that.
Twitter?
Yeah, I love Instagram, but that is just pictures or videos now. But I love Instagram. I'm an Instagram-holic. So if you're trying to get your name out there, you could have an Instagram, but it's not really like, yeah, it's different. It's not something that's like,
Yeah. You use Twitter?
I do use Twitter.
Your friends are on Twitter?
Yeah, I use Twitter more to keep up with celebrities. Because celebrities tweet a lot.
Your audience on Twitter.
So I am friends with a lot of people on Twitter, but let's say a lot of companies use Twitter for like sales. So they're saying, oh, if you come down to this store at this time, 50% off. But Twitter is also very, you know, negative as well. So it's just kind of, you kind of have to choose your battles. Twitter I only use to, you know, I'll vent on Twitter sometimes, but Facebook is more open. Yeah.
Twitter, you follow somebody, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. And Twitter, they can see if you blocked them. So it's not like Facebook where they don't know. I've blocked someone on Twitter, they found out because it says on their screen you've been blocked.
Oh, wow.
So it's not like, oh, why haven't I seen this person? No, if you try and go to there to add them as a friend, sorry, you've been blocked. I've been blocked. But it was more like a war thingy. So it wasn't like, oh, what happened? You can block someone, so it's kind of,
So unfriending, they don't see it, but blocking, they see it.
yes. Mm-hmm. But Twitter also notifies you when someone has unfriended you. So if you unfollow someone, there is actually a site that says 2 people haven't followed you, 1 person has followed you.
Are there any more questions before we wrap it up?
No?
Thank you, everybody, for
Wonderful class.
You good.
So, I'll call you in for the next meeting.
Thank you.
If anybody has any questions, you can reach me and I can send.
Or you can tweet her.
Or you can
Yeah.
tweet her, that's right.
Reader?
Don't be a